On whose side?
Yeah.
On our side.
Okay.
When I was going through this whole process, I was on a subcommittee, that, met frequently with Mr. Katsivikas on this whole deal. And he worked, very closely, resurrecting this contract for the two options. And the town of Herman Board of Selectmen, actually hired him and paid for it, but they allowed him to work on behalf of all the group that I worked with that, was trying to, decipher MRC perk. So, and he's still actually working with them, because there's gonna be, an amendment coming to this. It has nothing to do with you signing it, but there's gonna be an amendment with an adjustment that's in our favor. I didn't get I can't remember the details, but, yeah, Jim Katsivikas, the attorney that Herman hired, went over this whole thing.
Okay. So I suggest we move it along. I propose we go the longer term at the better rate. If anybody's to default, it probably would be them.
Okay. All right. Longer rate.
No, it's good.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes,
That's all right. That's quite a contract for the town. Would it take very long for Ed Bear to look it over? I mean, it's a long-term thing. I know that maybe, but I think I'd feel better with a long-term thing that our lawyer even just looked at it, or his legal paralegal or something, just.
I don't think he's gonna be able to. I think it's gonna be a conflict of interest because of the other towns and the MRC deal. I believe his company is, we could get another attorney, but I'm almost positive that Ed Bear's office is involved with, somehow one of two of the attorneys is involved with both Jim Katsivikas and the MRC perk issue.
And that's my reason for having someone look at it. There are so many lawyers involved, and so many from MRC and so many from here and there. I just feel that it's a big contract for the town.
Linda.
Well, I mean, I think probably when people voted at it, at town meeting, they were probably under the impression that our attorney, somebody representing the town of Newburgh, had looked at it before they voted yes to go with Burke. I mean, I would have assumed that somebody.
I don't think the contract was put together then.
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
I think that was more just a choice between the perk and,
Right,
Yeah.
at the town
Yeah,
meeting, it was a
exactly.
decision at the
Oh,
town
more
meeting.
reason to have somebody representing.
I mean, I just think that a couple $100 or whatever it is, it'd be well worth it.
So you're
It's a
saying you think
long
Ed
term.
Bear has a conflict of interest? with
I
this?
believe so, I can check, but,
I would,
Well, let's ask him. Let's ask him.
Yeah, no harm done.
Right, no harm done in
Making a
asking
phone
him.
call saying,
So-
he may refer you to somebody else that can.
Right.
It's a long-term
Right.
contract, that's all, unless we
Yes,
sign it for
it's several years,
Yeah.
so,
10, 15.
yeah.
Yeah, make a motion, we table the perk contract till next meeting.
Okay, I'll second that motion. All in favor? Motion carried. Okay,
I do
Not
have
gonna
one
be able
thing
to
that's
vote
not on
this.
the agenda.
okay,
The assessor's return needs to be signed for our county tax.
okay.
You can table it, but, I know there was issues on when the
Didn't
payment
we
was
just
due and all
sign the
that.
county?
I thought we did that.
Yeah,
Yeah, didn't we sign
You
something last?
accepted it, but you didn't sign it.
oh,
So, yeah.
let's sign it.
I was saying, just last meeting I thought we did that.
Yeah. So,
Okay, we didn't follow through.
Jill and Henry on there. So when you tabled the PERT contract, did you table it so a lawyer could look at it?
We're gonna table the PERT contract, we're gonna have Cindy call Ed Vera, and then we'll revisit it at the next meeting, see what his says, see what he has to say about it. I think that's it, folks. Linda?
I was gonna update you on your tanks up there.
If you want to.
Okay.
I just got a call from my boss, so I gotta go, so.
Well, I guess I'm one of your bosses as a citizen. I did check into
Unless you sign my
this.
paycheck, I doubt it. But anyway, let's go.
I did look into this, I talked to DEP, I talked to Clean Harbors, went through some of the steps that you need to do. The first step you should take is get a sample of the water in the tank, $300 to do that, that's step one. Number one, for some reason, it was reported that we had 250-gallon oil tanks buried up there. We don't, we never did. That was something at the town hall, according to DEP, from their records.
Linda, what right did you have to step into our business?
That's
Not to
not your
stop you.
business.
Those,
This
we're
was
taking
trying,
care of those tanks.
how are you taking care of them?
Cindy is talking to the DEP, working at how we're going to remedy this problem.
Then you don't want to know anything else.
I don't want your opinion of it,
This is not my opinion,
which is what we usually get from you,
okay?
is opinion.
Let me ask you, have you been in contact with the
Yeah, I have
DEP
paperwork, they sent me
Yeah.
the steps and names of companies,
to call for
Yeah.
the water sample,
yeah,
all
And
that
again, it's
stuff?
our
I'd
building.
like to see that as an agenda item, rather than
Well,
Okay,
then,
let's-
when I talked to her today at the last meeting, she told me that I could come today and talk about this.
But you said to me in the parking lot that you had called DEP and you had information. I said, if you want to bring it to us, that's fine. But I also told her exactly about our conversation in the parking lot, and she's already called and has that information.
And you know that they were water tanks.
They were fiberglass tanks, yes, I don't know that. Gene Sparrow was the,
Who told you they were water
I know
You
they're
got 'em,
fiberglass tanks, but I
They
don't
were
know.
got 'em.
fiberglass tanks, they were thoroughly cleaned, I have the name of the person who was in charge of having them cleaned at Weber Oil, if you want any of that. If you don't even want to listen,
I don't
Fine.
want it.
I just want it
Put
on
the-
record that it wasn't a $50,000 job to have this done.
Who said it was?
Well, we didn't
Cindy
know,
never
we
said
had
it
no
was a
idea what it's still,
$50,000 job.
Okay?
we have no
but I
idea
said
what
it
the,
could be.
Go
But
back
the
in your
two-
minutes.
Go back in your
It could
minutes.
what the
She
total
didn't say it
cost
was,
was.
she said it could be.
Yes.
There's a difference
Could be
between
very
what.
expensive.
She
If
didn't
those
say
tests
it
come back
was
wrong.
going to cost 50,000, she said it could cost 50,000. So
So
there's
this,
quite a difference in, you're a great one on the wordage and all
That's
that.
right.
So there's your difference in the words, was or is possible or could.
But it's a quote that's out there.
right.
I would like to put this on the agenda, if you gather some information, and then we can just start getting numbers and calling people and get the tanks tested, and
Yep,
I'm sure you have to cut a hole in that floor to fill the tanks in, and, I mean, that was kind of the protocol, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
I spoke to them, they sent me all the paperwork, and just, I haven't been too much on to that part of my job, because the other part is
She doesn't want to
monopolizing my
Right,
time, but
exactly.
No
hopefully,
more than 5,000.
that'll be cured, shortly,
Okay, all right. So let's put that on the agenda for the next meeting,
for the first of
and just
October.
bring all the facts right to the
Yep.
table, and that sort of thing. Okay, how's that?
Melinda can keep all her information.
Yeah, you can keep all your
Just in
information.
case something contradicts at that meeting,
All of
we
them?
can all be on the
Right.
same page when we're done.
Really?
Okay? I'm gonna make a motion that we adjourn.
Second?
All in favor? You,
We have to
It is
discuss anything about
9:04,
firing
looks
people
like.
and everything.
Huh? What didn't we do now?
Oh, you did do.
What are you mumbling about? Speak up!
We just adjourned.
Yeah, you had nothing to say.
Oh, yes, I did.
We didn't say it in the meeting. Don't sit back there so I can barely hear you mumble.
I wasn't
If
mumbling
you've
to
got something
you.
to say, say
I
it.
was mumbling to Helen and Lois about the firing of the fire chief.
You don't have it.
No, you don't have an assistant one, now they fired Keith.
they fired Keith?
They
No, they
fired,
didn't fire Keith.
oh, you fired Keith.
No, I
No,
didn't
no
fire
one's
Keith.
fired anybody.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
He thinks he's fired?
She told him he was fired.
Was anybody listening?
Thank you.
She says she doesn't do anything
Oh my
in public.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I wish that had come up in the meeting.
Well, I think it was up in the meetings. I am so ashamed of this. I have no idea. He came to get a
I'm
paycheck
appalled
and she
that
told
this
him
was
he was
back.
fired. He hadn't gotten a paycheck, he gets it month after basis. He hasn't been getting it, and she said, do that.
Did it,
Just lies, lies, and lies.